My friend gave me this bottle of, I don't think it's champagne, but it's bubbly. Emily, we're popping it in your honor tonight, baby.
Sean, what are you drinking?
Sangria. It's my go-to drink. I haven't drank in 6 months, and this is completely empty.
Sean, are you done?
How you feeling?
No, I'm drinking more. I have my dad's
Oh no.
beer in the fridge that I'm just gonna start chugging.
You're a little resting bitch-faced bitch.
Exactly.
Don't stop.
That's very fucking convenient.
I don't know why you're so mad tonight.
I don't have respect for you anymore at all.
And that's the reason why I came in fifth, and you came in I don't even remember.
Enough.
Our explosive reunion episode starts now.
Fight!
Where's Charles?
Welcome everyone to season 3's reunion show. We have just crowned Emily as our winner of the season, and we have the entire cast back ready to discuss all the most iconic moments of the season. Tonight, we will revisit all the biggest, most dramatic, and sometimes controversial moments in this game. We have a lot to unpack, so let's jump right into it. By a vote of 5-4, the winner of the 3rd season of Fight or Flight is Emily. Congratulations, Emily.
Yes, Emily!
Mother Queen!
Congratulations again, Emily and Henry, for being our finalists this season in a close 5-4 vote. If you voted Emily as the winner, can you please just raise your hand now? Ivan, Bryce, Riot, CJ, and Sarah Beth were your 5 votes to win. So now, if you voted for Henry, raise your hand. Nora, Sean, Mead, and Gabby were the 4 votes for Henry. So very, very tight race. I'm going to throw it to Emily and Henry. Do any of those votes come as a surprise?
I have to know. The first thing I have to know, CJ, with this game, because it seems like it came down to the game. What happened with the game?
My vote will be one last round of Fight or Flight. I already have my mind made up on who I would like to vote for, but I'm going to give each of you the opportunity to keep or swap my vote. 1 for keep, 2 for swap. Perfect. Yeah, I was actually going to vote for Emily originally, so you could have won had you chose swap.
Whatever. Emily killed it.
I Live Laugh Love that when CJ went out, he said that I was going to win the game, and I was like, you fucking out of your mind for that. But I was really leaning into, I hope you were serious because I'm keeping that vote.
Henry was a part of our 7-person alliance, and he's the first person to flip, so he will flip on you. Gabby also does have the power.
While he is saying shit, and everyone is like, I can tell, reeling, he says that I'm going to win the whole thing.
Me,
And
I'm
Emily
so
will
sorry.
win the game, and that's all.
You're not a good liar. I'm sorry.
And it looks like no one's noticed, but I hear it, and I think, what the fuck? Are you trying to throw me under the bus? Is this a joke? What's going on? Because I think I can win, but why the hell is CJ coming out here saying that?
I know earlier in the game, when we were talking about you not getting any votes, I was purposely voting for you because I wanted you out.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said early, round 2, that you were going to win the game.
I wish you told me that.
I tried and you didn't answer your call.
My calls as well.
You're right. I didn't answer some of them. You're right.
Most of them. You didn't answer my call to Bryce was on the chopping block. Don't start.
You're right. I didn't answer some of them.
Someone on the Emily side, why did you vote for Emily to win?
I think for me, it was a matter of Henry did not give me his time, and Emily really gave me her time in this game. And this game, we don't have much time to talk. So the amount of time people give you is very important.
Going into the finale, I had no intentions of voting for Henry. But as the final speeches and the questions happened, I was slowly being persuaded to vote for Henry. Like, there was actually, like, in my mind, it was an option. I wasn't dead set by the time it was time to vote. Essentially, I just voted for Emily because Emily played the game that I would have loved to play.
As another strong, powerful woman with ADHD, I think Emily just played really smart. And I know that I definitely had feelings about Emily. I thought she was the rogue because every time like she came into like the call, she was like in the basement and it was just dark and she was like sitting, I was like, she is in Anthony's basement right now. And she is trying to trick all of us. But I think Emily was a smart player, and during everything, I was kind of just like, you know what, that's where my vote's gonna lie.
To add to that, I was not convinced this Sarah Beth move was good for Henry. Because I feel like taking Sarah Beth out made him have to win to the end. I think that move, both Gabby and Henry's move, were really bad moves. And I'll say that now. They were really bad moves.
Gabby's move was absolutely abysmal. I thought Henry's move was amazing. I mean, I'm biased because it was amazing for my game, but I generally felt like Henry's move opened up the game rather than like being completely reliable on this alliance that formed round one.
Someone else who was a Henry voter, what convinced you to vote for Henry?
I'm talking. Sorry. I'm sick of the fucking shitting on my move. First of all, it made this game amazing. I made great TV. I'm just saying. Second of all, I told Henry that I was going to be his savior at the end. I was going to always vote for him because he played a really strong game. Emily, you did convince me there for a minute. I loved what you did, and I always want a woman to win, and I went against my word today as a woman. I feel like shit, but I'm glad you won. I'm glad I also got to vote for Henry. So it's kind of a win-win situation for me.
Henry actively doesn't even like me, so I feel so foolish, like, voting for Henry, but I feel the way Bryce felt. You convinced me with your speech, and you gave such solid reasoning. I also feel the way Bryce felt about Emily to you. That's the game I want to play. I want to fly off the seat of my pants. I want to make mistakes. I want to be exciting. I live for the drama, and I think you played it that way, and I would want to watch that. I would want to see that win.
Henry, obviously at the final three, power was in your hand, having won the endurance competition. You could have taken Ivan. Let's see what that move would have entailed for you. Emily, if Ivan gets chosen to final two, you're no longer winning this game. You're the final member of the jury. So the 9 of you, if you're voting for Henry, raise your hand. 2 votes. And if you're voting for Ivan, raise your hand. So definitely made the right choice there.
I went back and forth so many times. I was like, I'm either going to win against either of them or lose against either of them. I don't regret my decision because at that point I was like, Henry, just decide you're going to take Emily and then focus on how you can pitch yourself against her. Just do your best and look cute as hell.
Ivan, I want to throw it to you. By that vote, if you would have been sitting here at the end, you would have won the game. So how does it feel to know possibly that one challenge could have cost you the game?
I figured if I got to the end, I was going to win the game, but it was just looking for the part that gets me to the end. I knew my biggest competition to win was Henry since Final 5. I studied with Nora at Final 5 to make sure she gets Henry out for me. But during that challenge, I did not last more than 90 seconds because my hand started shaking because I was nervous. It was all or nothing for me. But yeah, that's the story of my life. I always get the short end of the stick.
Jess, you were in the majority alliance and yet picked to compete in the puzzle. Any regrets?
Yeah, it was obviously the wrong choice. And I wish that I could have played longer with y'all.
You would have been way farther in the game.
Jess, you didn't make the completely wrong choice. You weren't the worst puzzle score. Nathan was, but since he was the rogue, was unable to go home.
You bitch!
Change your view of your choice.
Now I'm just even more furious. Truly robbed, but I'm glad I was represented by an alliance that apparently, Henry, you may be turned on, but...
I was about to say that the alliance lasted as long as Jess lasted in the game.
Ivan, the shade.
Well, speaking of it, Jess's elimination solidified a majority alliance that dominated the first half of this season. This alliance was appropriately named Jess Forever.
This is my core. Like these,
Yeah,
this is the people I want to work
bring
with.
that up.
We
Go
kind of
ahead.
agreed on a name, but then we lost a member.
Should we just name it Jess?
The Jess before.
Nora, I love that.
We are renaming our alliance to Jess Forever.
We are now doing everything we do in this game in memorial of Jess.
I'm going to throw it to you. What led to your early success?
Gabby reached out to me and Nora, and then she really put the pieces together. I really credit Gabby entirely with making that alliance. And basically, I was just like, sure, you never say no to an alliance.
It was quite easy considering that a lot of people hadn't created these strong alliance connections yet. So just having the numbers basically meant we were in control of whatever we wanted to happen.
My full loyalty, my full honesty was always with Jess Forever. That was where I was always standing. And like, I never wavered from that once in this game. Obviously that led to my demise, and that is my own problem, my own issue. But that's where my loyalty lied. And it was genuinely because I actually genuinely love and adore everybody that was a part of that group. And honestly, I love and adore everybody a part of this cast. It was a good cast, and I genuinely like everybody that's here.
I feel like I matched on Hinge with Brian. I don't know how to describe it, but you know when you see someone's picture and you're like, did I match with you on like any love little like Hinge Tinder moment? I don't know. I could be so off base, but it was just kind of awkward because I was sitting there like, am I thinking the same thing he's thinking?
Gabby certainly seemed nice. Got good vibes from her.
Brian, during the first double elimination of the season, you targeted Luke and were left thinking you were voted out because of that. But that's not actually the reason. Gabby, would you like to take the opportunity to tell Brian why you targeted him?
I'm pretty sure we matched on Hinge and I just didn't want to deal with that.
Oh, wow.
While Gabby and Brian may have been Hinge matches, Riot, you shot your shot in your jury speech.
I would hope to match with maybe some of you guys on Hinge, but that is all I will say.
Is there anyone you're hoping in this game to match with on Hinge?
I'm going to say 3 names, and they are definitely not going to say yes to me. But I will say the 3 names. Sean is one of them. Sean, we connected really deeply in this game. Mead, we did not talk that much, but I think you're hot. That's all I will say. And I will say Bryce as well. Bryce, you're smart, and I don't know why, but in jury, I liked you a lot more than in the game. And I think we connected well on the first game. And those are my 3.
Love you so much, Riot. Appreciate that. And you are stunning, and you know that already, though.
So we had many firsts this season, but for the first time ever, we had 2 people chime in for an elimination speech. Let's take a look.
Ryan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you. Like, it was either me or you. I had to. I'm sorry. I had to.
It happens, man. It happens. I tried to get rid of Luke, and I saw how that got me service. Clever,
man.
This is Brian's moment. Let him have it. You're taking. Oh God.
I'm thankful to the rest of you for keeping me in, and at this point, I'll just cede the rest to Brian. It's all yours.
Well, thank you. This has been an exit speech by Luke and Brian, and yeah, Anthony, just put this old dog to rest.
I was frankly just shocked that my name was coming up, so basically I panicked, and unfortunately I have very little between 0 and 100, so I couldn't shut up. So I still feel bad about talking too much during his exit speech.
Luke, your life in this game may not have been long, but your impact on the fight or flight community will be forever. You were super, super charming and fun in this game, and your exit speeches were iconic.
Face crack.
I could see that he felt so bad, but the way he was overreacting to it made me laugh harder.
Why do I suck at this game?
Well, you all saw what happened. Typed too quickly and accidentally sent the message to everyone. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Luke, I almost do that every single time, so don't beat yourself up like it can happen to anyone.
I tried my best. I'm glad to at least have made it through a few eliminations. When they start coming, they can just keep coming. So, good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Bye, Luke.
Luke, on your way out, you sang. Do you care to sing us a little song now?
Oh, God, I don't know what to sing. I will find my way. I can go the distance. I'll be there someday. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. Can go most anywhere to feel like I belong.
Thank you, Luke.
Fucking bravo!
This season wouldn't have been the season of secrets if it wasn't for our biggest twist, the Rogue. Take a look.
Am I the rogue? Are you the rogue? Who's the rogue?
There is no part of my body that doesn't think Bryce is the rogue.
Mead, I think you're the rogue.
Nathan, I feel like you're the rogue.
The truth is, I've known the rogue's identity since round 1. The rogue is Nathan.
Unfortunately, I am the rogue. The jig is up. It's over.
Nathan, you were given the power of being the rogue this season. What was it like getting to play as this anonymous villain?
As soon as they pulled me in before the first night, I literally had to step out of my dorm room and cool off. It was an absolute shock that they gave me this power, but it played really well into the game that I was wanting to play. I wanted to create controlled chaos. I wanted to lower my threat level continuously. And it was so much fun. Every time I was like, this is insane. This is so much fun.
Sabrina, you gave your entire game in an attempt to find the rogue's identity. How do you feel knowing that the rogue was your closest ally, part of one of the first alliances made in this game, the Black Belt Alliance?
Sabrina, you said you're a black belt in Taekwondo, right?
Yes, I am. It's
Me
been
too.
a while. Oh, you are?
Yeah. We're both black belts, and we're going to be the Black Belt Alliance, and I'm stoked for this moving forward.
He's like a very fun person. I love his personality. And I think he's also somebody that I can see working with more long term, and we can see how that goes. So I didn't think it was Nathan at all. I wasn't suspicious of him. I was actually suspicious of Weston for completely circumstantial reasons. And then when I got to finally chat with Weston, I was like, no, it's not Weston. It's fine. And then I think actually it was Sean who told me, I'm pretty damn sure it's Nathan. And I was like, oh, I don't know about that actually. I'm not sure.
I think the rogue is Nathan.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I have no sense that it could be Nathan, really. I mean, I'll keep that in mind. I think it's really fucking neat that Nathan was the rogue. I wasn't obviously here long enough to see how that would play out, but I think it's pretty cool that I was right on my first instinct that the rogue probably got a power for themselves. So I'm like, I was on somewhat of the right track there. But, honestly, even if I figured out or found out that Nathan was the rogue, I think I'd be like, all right, that's neat. Do you still want to work together? Because, by the time the rogue is revealed, everyone's going to want to get you out. I don't feel like it's a betrayal. I just think it's neat. And I'm think it's cool that I didn't suss that out yet. But maybe if I was in long enough, I could have. Who knows?
We're going to go into our first rivalry of the season, Sean versus Weston. The first rivalry of the season all started when Weston targeted Sean in round 1. Take a look.
I'm not on Twitter, but I'm terrified of Twitter group. Twitter just scares me.
Sean looked like Oscar the Grouch. I did not get good vibes from him at all. He kind of had stank face. I did not get any good vibes from him.
Immediately, Weston's throwing shots.
I guess my only target is Sean.
He decided to throw Sean under the bus. It's just the first hour. Why are you throwing Sean under the bus? He was like, you gave bad vibes. He really threw you under the bus.
Weston reaches out to me, and we have our first one-on-one conversation.
I honestly feel like a total asshole for ever pegging Sean to be who I thought he was. He is not Oscar the Grouch at all. He just has that like stank face, and like he can work on that. We can get tweezers. I mean, word of advice: you do have like resting bitch face.
He targeted me because of how I look. He targeted me because of my face. I assumed a lot of people in this game would be very open-minded and I wouldn't face any prejudice coming into this game. I was wrong. Night 1 was absolute hell for me. And there was one name of one person who rallied everyone to completely shun me. And that person was Weston.
Is this actually happening? Is he actually calling me out right now in front of everybody?
He told me that he wanted to work with me. He really trusted me. He liked me. And I knew that was a lie. And when I pushed him on it, he told me he voted for me because I had resting bitch face.
I wasn't aware that resting bitch face was such a bad thing to say, but Sean does have a resting bitch face. It's the proof's in the pudding.
Weston, what about Sean's first impression made him a target for you?
Honestly, Sean just had a resting bitch face. I did not know that resting bitch face was a term that could be used that could destroy my game. I thought it was totally innocuous term that like doesn't really mean anything at all.
Ivan, how and why did you fan the flames of this rivalry?
I was not planning to vote for Weston at all. And then when he came off so strong at Sean, I did not want that energy. And I wanted to test how far I could control the narrative that round and see who would go with my idea. So I'm like, let's get Weston out.
So you're the bitch.
Yes, I'm the bitch.
You're the fucking bitch. Okay, cool. Now I know.
I told you though. I did talk to you. I did tell you.
Yeah, you told me, and I targeted you the round that I went out. So yeah, I'm glad that I targeted you.
I went home.
But I still ended up with a lot of votes that round, actually. And I'd like to really actually know who voted for me the round that it was between me and Weston.
I did.
All right, whatever.
Weston, Sean gave a very emotional plea about how he felt you were targeting him during the game and why you should have been eliminated. Looking back, how do you feel about that moment and what would you like to say to him now?
Honestly, like I was blacking out while it was happening because I thought that I was being canceled for something that I thought was completely like terrible for saying, but like resting bitch face is not something terrible to say about someone because it's just a complete impression about someone's face whenever you're meeting them for the very first time. I spoke to Sean in the second round and I deduced that he was not a resting bitch face in that round. So like I had totally moved on from Sean in round 2, round 3, round 4. He was not a target of mine at all at that point in time. So like he was not even a target. So like it was not even a moment in time for me. So I was shocked. I was blindsided. I felt really shitty because he brought up the fact that he was in the LGBTQ community and that he had been bullied in the past. And like, I hadn't brought this up because like, I didn't think that like it needed to be brought up, but like my own parents sent me to rehab for being gay whenever I was a teenager in high school. And I survived 9 months, 279 days in rehab, 3 units. People telling me you need to butch it up. So like, I am really fucking pissed that like that was used against me. It was just really totally fucked up.
I will say, I genuinely do not care. I do not care that it was used against you. I think what you said against me and your actions on night 1 were fucked up. I can respect that you were doing what you needed to do to stay in the game. But when I was targeting you, all I was doing what I needed to do to stay in my game. I gaslit you in regards to our one-on-one conversation. I milked my irrelevant childhood trauma and I emotionally manipulated everyone in the elimination ceremony into feeling as though they had no choice to vote you out.
That's fucked up. I'm sorry, but that's fucked up. There are things in this game that you should not do, and that is one of them. And the fact that he just said some shit about his childhood, just like you did, and we all fell for that shit, and he's actually being honest right now, and you said, I don't care, I don't have respect for you anymore at all.
Yeah,
And
I
not
never
only,
had
like,
respect for
you're
you.
full
yeah.
of shit, just
So
like
it
you
doesn't
have in this
matter.
whole season, though. Nobody bought that shit. Nobody kept you for that specific reason, and nobody voted Weston out for that specific reason. I didn't buy your bullshit. As soon as you gave that whole speech, I'm like, that's very fucking convenient that you are in the hot seat, and then you're gonna bring this shit up.
That was genuine emotion. I genuinely felt hurt by Weston.
You should have come to me directly and spoke to me directly about it.
Yeah, but that
one-on-one instead of
convenient
in front
for
of
me to do.
everyone and calling me out and calling out my entire game in front of everyone. You should have called me out in front of me and you.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been strategically convenient for me to do. So I
Yeah,
didn't.
because you're a little bitch.
I am.
Because you're a little resting bitch face bitch.
I am. And that's the reason why I came in 5th, and you came in, like, I don't even remember.
Damn.
You got voted out round 1, girly. First of all.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people felt this way about the Weston vote. Like, Weston, I hope you know, like, I did feel bad for Sean bringing up that stuff, but that wasn't why I voted for you. It was just going with the majority. I know you're a wonderful person, Weston. I don't think that any of us ever doubted that. We all knew when you said the resting bitch face thing, it was just like silly and not a deeper thing. And I think we all kind of knew that.
It sucks because it feels like we're making this decision because of what went down, but that was something that had already been discussed. So don't feel, I just second what Nora said.
I would like to apologize to both Weston and Sean for overplaying that word, because I feel like I had a part in it as well, because I wanted to cause conflict between the both of you, and I'm really, really sorry about that. I didn't mean to hurt both of you that way. It was just strategy, and I didn't know it was going to turn to this whole stuff. So I do apologize to the both of you.
A big component of my actions that round were the fact that Brian was my number 1. He was voted out round 2. Luke was my number 1. He was voted out round 3. Sabrina was my number 1, and she was voted out round 4. Ivan was my number 1. I was not going to let him be voted out in place of Weston. And I completely overreacted just to prevent Ivan from going home.
Yeah, you overreacted. I understand that it's a game. It's a game. You played a game move. It was a bitch move.
Sean, it has been speculated by the other players that while you might have been pulling from real experiences, the plea you were making to eliminate Weston was a strategic ploy rather than coming from true emotion. Can you confirm for the group what your true intentions were in that moment?
I genuinely lied like 5% of the game. I was telling the truth 95% of the game. Not because of moral reasons, but because I am a really bad liar. When it came to Weston, I was very much playing up any sort of manipulation that I could. Bryce called me like full of shit, and that is true. I am not full of shit because I'm lie. I am full of shit because I'm manipulative as fuck.
You're a sociopath.
During that moment, I did feel a certain way because I'm a queer person, I'm a Black trans person, so my life is extremely difficult, and I definitely relate to people with that. So when it came down to that moment, I felt like I was touched, and that was something that special to me because I wanted to come into this game and represent for people like me. It feels a certain way to know that it wasn't in a like true-ish intention. It was more so of a strategy kind of ploy. And that kind of just doesn't feel right to me because I feel like at that moment was a moment that I took to say something, to get out a message. It was never about a game. And it just feels weird.
For you specifically, Riot, like my biggest regret on this game was not using my Fight Pass on you. I was 100% serious. My memory is terrible. The reason I didn't use my Fight Pass on you was because Gabby called me out and was like, hey, Sean, who are you using the Fight Pass on? And I was completely taken aback by that. I was genuine when I said I was in the hospital 4 or 5 hours prior taking ketamine, and like my brain was not fully there. If I could have changed what I had done, I would have used my Fight Pass on you. Riot, you were the one person in this game that I was loyal to.
I want to believe you. Like, I want to believe you. But after what we just learned, I'm having a hard time ever trusting you as just a human being. Like, there are things, this is a game for $250. Let's cut the crap. It's an online game, and I love this game. I cried about it at the end of my fucking speech. But I would never sell my morals out for this game, and I think it's insane that you would. And so I'm having a hard time even believing this shit right now. Like, I'm in shock. I need to eat.
I have zero ability to not sell my morals out for this game. I dropped out of college with 1 semester left until I graduated. I have been living at home for the past 3 years, unable to hold even a part-time job. I would have given anything to have won this game for $250. I would have betrayed anyone. Like, I would have literally murdered someone to win this game.
You lost me there. You lost me there.
You wouldn't murder someone. Come on.
Sean, I understand that, but I feel like that's where it came different for me because I feel like in this game, I never once abandoned who Riot is to say anything to anybody. So like when I said that about me, I want somebody that's sitting there in the audience to be like, she looks like me. She is like who I am. I didn't say that for anybody here to be like, hey, keep me here. And that's why it's kind of weird hearing it now. You wanted to win, but at the end of the day, I feel like we should all hold some sort of like integrity because I know that even in this game, I didn't like go back on my own person and I can be proud of everything because of that.
I had absolutely zero integrity in this game, and I can hold true in that. Like, I was playing to win from the start, and I gave absolutely zero shits how anyone else felt.
Enough.
It's time to move on to a different segment. Before we do so, let's take a little break. The time is 9:59. We are going to come back here at 10:05. Coming up after the break.
I just want to make it clear that I'm a good person.
Not on that day.
Maybe you had way more mistrust in us than you needed to.
You did a terrible job at disguising the fact that you were the rogue. Nathan was a shit-ass rogue.
Honestly, I disagree.
Okay, wrap it up. I'm telling you, you guys should have the same energy for Henry. I'm emotional about it because I really think it's fucked up.
We are back from our little break and we're gonna keep going. You all had secrets coming into this game, but some had a secret in the form of another player in the game. Let's take a look.
My secret in the game is that my roommate and best friend Nora is also playing in this game.
That could put not only a big target on my back, but a big target on his back.
I actually know Ivan. I have a pre-existing relationship with Ivan.
I know how Bryce plays. He's always coming after me, and I'm always going after him.
The big secret that I am coming in with is that my brother is here too.
I don't plan on working with her whatsoever.
I see Bryce for who he is. He's not fooling me.
I feel very confident that whatever I tell to Ivan in this call, he's going to use against me to get me out of this game.
We need to take out one of those 5, and of the 5, the 2 here are Sarah Beth and CJ.
I figured at some point people would get us out, but I didn't think we would be the ones targeting each other.
If you beat me, I'm going to be nothing but proud of you. I'm going to be nothing but happy for you.
Yeah, no,
I want to beat you so bad in the way that I'm sure you want to beat me. No matter what happens, it is all love. And hey, I got like cannoli flavored ice cream later if you want some.
Hello.
We're roommates.
We're roommates.
Oh my God, they were roommates.
How was it playing this game from the same apartment?
It was honestly pretty fine. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. There was one time where...
Don't say it.
So I was leaving my apartment and it was right after I like betrayed Henry on the Zoom. And so I was saying like our other roommate, Parker, I was like, love you, Parker, love you, Henry. And then to our roommate, I was just like, oh, like something happened. And then Henry screamed at me.
Because I thought she was about to spill game tea. And my biggest thing was like, we cannot cheat. We cannot be perceived as cheaters. Nothing can get in the way of the integrity of the game.
Which we weren't.
But I thought it was.
Yeah, but he yelled at me at a level that was not okay. And so I had to text him like, never speak to me that way again.
And if she had given me a little more time, because some people need a cool off period after they yell, I would have apologized unprompted.
Well, I didn't know that, so.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I just want to make it clear that I'm a good person.
Not on that day.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Nora, you can now go back to your own individual Zoom.
Okay, bye.
Have fun.
Bryce and Ivan, you knew of each other coming into the game. How did past games that you've played together affect how you played this season?
Yeah, no, it was very interesting to navigate this game with those relationships because I had my close allies that I had no prior relationship to, but I did have relationships on the outside of my main alliance.
For Bryce, when he told me he has my back, I was like, I've heard this before, but let's see how it goes. But when he blindsided me with the Brian's vote, I'm like, hell no, I'm going to poison every single person on Bryce. And I did that. I'm sorry, Bryce, you're very strategic. And I knew you never had the intention of sitting next to me at the final two.
I will say there were conversations that were had where like it was between you and somebody else. And I like was like, I'm fine with Ivan, but I'm willing to go this other direction. And I really do stand true to that. Like I did try to shift the target off of you, but the week that I did go home, I knew that you were fishing for information from me, and I knew you would assume that I was lying to you. So that's why I told you the truth about what I was going to do, because I knew you would assume that I was lying to you. But like, Ivan, at the end of the day, I really did respect your game. I gave you your flowers. I gave you your respect. And had you been in the final two, you would have gotten my vote. I was very proud of the game you did play and very proud that you really took the game that you normally play and you evolved it into a totally different gameplay.
Thank you, Bryce. And I did say that I love Bryce as a person, but as a gamer, I cannot trust Bryce as far as I can. Throughout the game, I never had your back. I started coming from you from the beginning because I thought you were the rogue. So I'm just so sorry. Don't take any of my confessionals to heart. It all comes from love.
I was so nice. I was so nice in all my confessionals. Like,
everything I say in confessionals, take to heart. I mean it.
Sarah Beth and Sean most already know, but do you care to share with the rest of the cast what your relationship is?
We are siblings.
Mother.
How was it playing the game with your siblings, Sarah Beth?
I was feeling very mixed coming into this game with Sean because I didn't know if it would be a good thing for me or a bad thing. Coming in, I think Sean and I had an understanding, but I think we both knew like if our games went in different ways, like they went in different ways, and like at a certain point we might be going after each other, and we both appreciate the game. I just didn't know how much I could trust him, and I think also he became a target very quickly. I wanted to keep him around, and I was sort of surprised at how strongly I did, more because of stuff outside the game than for the actual game itself.
I very much felt like Sarah Beth was going to beat me if I was in the final two with her. I knew I could not get deep in the game with her because if I did, people would attribute my game to her. That being said, I felt as though I should never target the Blood Diamond Alliance because if I did, like, it just didn't benefit me. That being said, when Final 11 came about and Henry was like, hey, let's get out Sarah Beth, I jumped aboard immediately. I wanted to work with her, but if it didn't benefit my game, I was not going to hinder my game to help her.
What are the odds that I just end up with siblings in this? When I'm added into this power chat, I see Sarah Beth and Sean, two people I kind of initially connected with. I think this could be a good solid 3 if we want to use that moving forward.
Well, I see Sean, and I am so excited. This couldn't have worked any better.
This is less than ideal. I had zero intention of working with Sarah Beth in this game, but I am being forced to be closer with her than I was planning to.
We should be like the Power Squad. That's our alliance name.
I like it. Yeah, Power Squad.
I just couldn't put a finger on it. I just knew Sean and SB were so tight, and I couldn't figure out why. And I always felt like I was in the third in the alliance. I was originally going to be with the alliance. It's just I felt like I was on the outs, and at that point, I feel like I had to make an offensive decision.
Maybe you had way more mistrust in us than you needed to, and I think you could have relied on us a lot more, and maybe that would have helped your game more. And you also just like really blew up our games when you went out, just throwing out everything that you had about the power.
I'll just walk it through because now like I'm going to be out and I'm just going to disclose everything. So I put the powers in 1, 5, and 15, and the powers was between myself, Sean, and Sarah Beth. The power is called the Blood Diamond. How it works is that if all 3 of us are in the game, it's an extra vote. And then if it's down to 2 people, it's a steal a vote. And if it's down to 1 person, it's a fight pass, okay?
I think I was very surprised by that because I'd done a lot in the game to try to protect you in certain rounds, to get your name out of people's mouths. And it just doesn't seem like you valued that.
It was not intentionally to sabotage you, Sarah Beth. I frankly think that you're lovely. It was solely to just go after Sean and tank and scorch the earth that he stood on.
I genuinely was willing to burn the extra vote in favor of the 3 of us. Like, I very much value the trust of an alliance over some sort of power. Over the past few seasons of Fight or Flight, the Fight Pass has never actually made a difference. And as shown at me at 505, the Fight Pass didn't make a difference. I still went home despite the Fight Pass. I really didn't put value in the Fight Pass. Other people did. Other people were cowards and thought that the Fight Pass was something to be afraid of, but I didn't view that. So like, Nathan, I was very much aligned with you. And at the safety chain, like, I wanted to work with you. I wanted to protect you, but you came after me. And like, that very much confused me. Your biggest mistake in this game was coming after me because I was one of the few people that recognized the fact that you were the rogue. You did a terrible job at disguising the fact that you were the rogue.
Sean, if you want to say that I was a terrible rogue, I mean, I feel like I had everyone else completely snowed besides Henry. So I think that's a completely wrong read. And
I knew you were the rogue.
Whoa. Like to
that is in no way impressive in terms of your game.
Sean, we get it. You knew everything. You're a genius. Congratulations.
No, like, I genuinely don't feel like Nathan, in any way, sense, or form, played an impressive rogue game. Like, people knew you were the rogue.
Who is people?
Who?
Besides you and Henry, who is people?
Sean, you were given a power round 1, and you were tied up with your sister next to Nathan.
Exactly.
Thank you. Yeah, but even so, like, even besides that, like, Nathan was
You had Charles not rogue.
Honestly, I disagree.
Nathan, I love you. Your end speech was the best thing I've ever seen in this game, and I honestly modeled my game after you. Like, honestly, you were my inspiration.
Abby, that's honestly pretty embarrassing.
Henry, you made a major move in this game when you decided to flip on Sarah Beth during the public deliberation.
There are 11 people left, 5 of which are the tightest, most known targeted alliance in this game, 5 of which are not, and me in the middle. At this point, my thought is vote for Sarah Beth out. And I'm so sorry, Sarah Beth.
What? What are you doing?
I was just shocked. I was not expecting that.
It obliterated the Just Forever alliance and really changed the direction of this game. Henry, why'd you flip? And do you regret that it armed Sean with the Fight Pass?
Never. Oh my God, never. I'm sorry. I'm pretty drunk at this point. Everyone, hey, what's up? It's me, Henry. Y'all remember me from losing the game minutes ago. Listen, straight up, at that point, I was like, I gotta fly under the radar. I gotta play all the sides. I have to declare that I'm in this alliance by choosing this alliance for the safety chain. I don't like that. And I told all the alliance, I was like, hey, should I maybe try and pick someone outside of the alliance? And they were all like, no, pick us, baby. So I was like, fine. And I thought about picking Sean and I thought about picking Emily. But at the end of the day, Nora actually came up with the idea. She was like, you should pick Sarah Beth. We were on purple team together. Genuinely, I was like, I want to work with Sarah Beth. And then she had the thing and I was like, it's time. And I thought it was a good idea to give Sean that power because he was voted in the survey most likely to win the game. So I was like, it is early enough. We are at final 11. If I give him this power now, nobody is going to let him get all the way to the end from 11 to 2. No one's going to do that. So I thought it was a good idea. I still stand by it. I think I don't really regret a single choice I made in this game. You can only regret the things you didn't do, baby. And I didn't win. So that's what I regret.
Sarah Beth, do you feel betrayed by Henry? And do you think taking you out of the game was good for his game?
Well, he obviously made it to the final 2, so it worked for him, or almost. I mean, he was this close. And I will say, I did go back and forth between you and Emily, and it was a toss-up. So I was open to voting for you. I can see why you made that decision. I think I was just surprised that you wanted Sean to have the power over me, who we had been in an alliance together, and I think I would have been loyal to you. But I mean, again, it worked for you. I think the thing I was just most upset about was you didn't really give me a chance to fight my case with kind of the thing at the end where you're like, oh, I don't know, this is so hard. And then it's like, okay, 30 seconds left. Okay, time over. And I'm out.
I know. That is what I felt like the worst about. I was like, no, like I want her to have a chance. Like I don't want it to be this like whole thing. But Sarah Beth, I love you. And I'm sorry that I didn't give you more time in the 10 minutes. But you could have taken your time earlier in the 10 minutes. No, I'm drunk.
The double elimination was the downfall for the Just Forever Alliance. But it wasn't just the public elimination. Gabby betrayed Bryce, who not only served our country, but served in the game.
It's important to me more than the others that we all stick together because it's my only shot of surviving tonight. We have the votes, we have the numbers, let's not overthink it.
What if I didn't say Alliance Strong? Like, what if I flipped?
Reveal. Bryce, you have been nominated.
It's infuriating. Like, I see red right now. I'm so mad.
Bryce, you were going to win this game. If you stay tonight, you're going to win this game.
You are hilarious to me right now. I'm not even going to front with you right now. You are being so fucking funny to me. I'm the only person in the alliance who didn't have outside connections. I was the only person that this alliance was all I had. How am I going to win this game? What you don't understand is you made deals with devils. Deals with devils that don't want to see you succeed. You fucked everyone over, and you will see that this was a terrible move for you.
I need to make this move for my game, and I'm sorry that it's affecting your game, but you gotta go. I hope that miracle happens to you tonight, and I hope you stay. But at the same time, I don't, because I need to see you go. Goodbye.
Gabby, why'd you flip? And do you still stand by that move?
God, no. Like, what the fuck was I thinking? Here's the thing. I told Ivan pre-round, like, I'm gonna flip. I told me in pre-round, I'm gonna flip. Only if I can flip on Bryce, because Bryce was playing the best game. And it's like Jesus Christ himself came down from the heavens, I'm not even religious, and sat in front of me and said, here you go. And you have to do it in front of everyone. You don't even get to hide it. So it was a little like satanic as well, but not me, like, I need to stop. I stand by my like boldness in this game. I feel like I did play a really strong out there game. And so I stand by my move. I'm a little sad that I like hurt Bryce because I love Bryce. But yeah, you guys are going to be like, wow, she's so iconic in like 3 months.
I really do not think that it was good for Gabby's game, essentially because of the fact that I really did not have any other place to turn. My strategy was to be loyal to Just Forever and to be very evident about that, and that I had no other connections, so that the Just Forever Alliance felt like they would always want to keep me because I didn't have anywhere else to go. I do respect Gabby as a player and as a person. I love Gabby with all of my heart, but I really do not think it was the best move for her on a game level. I think if Mead had left then, it would have avoided Mead getting rid of her later. And I think had I still been in the game after that round, I think Gabby sees herself at least in the final four of this competition, because had she showed loyalty to me, I would have given that same loyalty back.
Here's my problem. Like, I don't play to get 4th place. I don't even play to get 2nd place. No shade, no tea, Henry. I play to get 1st, right? And so I'm going to make moves that are going to, I mean, if I was in that final 2, raise your hand if you would have voted for me. Yeah, everyone here, right? Okay, whatever. But I would have won, and I'm proud of that, but I agree with you. You know, it didn't give me a clear path to the end. And I will say Henry made a very similar move, and it did give him a clear path to the end. So I don't think I was far off. I think I made a lot of other mistakes. I think me going for the power and then typing in a group chat, hey bitches, I'm here, was a really bad choice. And then lying to Mead for 4 minutes straight because I think I have this ability to be the best actor in the world clearly did not help me. So no, I don't think it was the one move that stopped me from winning this game.
I will say though, it had a butterfly effect on how the rest of your game went. And I do think
but Bryce, that's like the one big move I made. And then I would have sat behind you and fucking CJ and your big personalities and lost to you.
I wasn't getting to the final 2. I had been a threat since like early in the pre-jury phase of the game. So there was no chance I was making it to the final 2 first and foremost. And secondly, the fact is I would have been loyal to you had you been loyal to me. Because I didn't have any other options. I didn't have other options. I didn't have other relationships, nothing.
I want to vouch for Bryce. I agree that I think it was
okay, wrap it up. I'm telling you, you guys should have the same energy for Henry. I don't know why
I think you
guys,
both made him.
You voted for Henry, right? I voted for Henry because it was a great move.
I don't like that move of Henry. You messed up sometimes too.
Did I say I didn't? Did I say I didn't though? Straight up. I genuinely believe if I was a man, this wouldn't have been.
No, I think that both you and Henry made him. Okay.
I voted Miss Hostess like I wouldn't have been voted biggest diva. I'm just telling you. That's my opinion on that.
From my perspective of Bryce, I think Bryce was a lot more loyal than people gave him credit for. I really believe Bryce would have been more loyal. I think you and Henry both played great games. That move, I don't think was a good move. And I've always
loyalty. Like, can I ask a genuine question? Why do we care so much about loyalty in a game?
I don't care about loyalty.
Life. Like, Emily was not loyal to everyone. Like, Henry was not loyal to everyone. And they equally had a shot at winning. Like, I don't understand why, like, betraying someone is seen as a bad thing in a game like this.
You weren't included in the royalties. You weren't included in Salute, these majority alliances. That's why I thought it was a bad move, because I think that Bryce was always going to be more loyal to you than Mead or Ivan. That's why I personally thought you guys fucked up.
CJ, on your way out, you wanted to make a splash. So you exposed some secrets of all of your closest allies.
You know what? Just to make it interesting, I'm going to go ahead and start throwing some secrets out. I'm going home. There's nothing left to give. So I might as well just fuck everything up. Let's start with the fact that Henry, Nora, and Gabby all know each other outside of this game.
That's literally not true, CJ.
That is not true.
CJ, I literally have voted with you this whole time. CJ, I have voted with you this whole time.
It's my turn, Gabby. Thanks. Henry was a part of our 7-person alliance. He led y'all on to make y'all think that he wasn't a part of it. He was hardcore a part of it. Gabby also does have the power.
What the fuck, CJ?
I think in my mind, I already knew that the other side was going to call me out, and my alliance was still okay with voting them in, being Sean and Mead, despite knowing that they were going to pick me no matter what, which told me that my game didn't matter enough, which told me their game didn't matter enough. And I already wasn't planning on taking any of them to the end. My goal was to sit with someone outside of my alliance so I could get all of my alliance's votes.
That's not true. That's not true, CJ. You told us like 500 times, I'm taking Gabby to the end. I'm taking Bryce to the end. Don't say that.
And
That's
it wasn't true. And when you watch the show back, you'll see.
Oh my God. And they can edit it to look
Gabby,
cute.
I don't know why you're so mad tonight. You're mad at Nora. You're mad at me. I think maybe a couple of you have drank just a little too much. I need to calm down.
Don't go there.
I love you. You know that. Like straight up.
I know.
love-
I'm just feeling.
Do not
I'm not
compare me.
sideways right
Just
now.
don't compare me to Sean right now. That's
I'm
all
not
I'm
comparing- I'm not
I'm
comparing
emotional
Sean.
about it. I'm emotional about it because I really think it's fucked up. You know I'm pissed off about it. So just don't compare me to him. But I agree with you. I made mistakes. Okay. Like
What's wrong with comparing me to him?
I don't want to.
Okay, let's get back to my question. Go ahead, Anthony. Can you repeat the question so I can answer it?
CJ, on your way out, you wanted to make a splash, so you exposed the secrets of all your closest allies. What were you hoping to accomplish in doing that?
I wanted to play a villainous game, but with the rogue and all the extra havocs that were in the game, I felt like if I played too hard and too loud like I normally wanted to, that it would be too much of a target. So I was like, let me just not play a villain this time and make it very under the radar. So when I finally got voted out, I was like, maybe I can finally do what I want to do and just cause havoc, and then I can just see what happens, and it'll be fun watching people walk into jury.
I thought it was funny. I mean, I was kind of hurt about it because I did feel like you were the only person, like I was just talking about loyalty. You were the only person I was loyal to. So I was emotional about it after because I was just like, what the fuck? The one person I was loyal to was just like, fuck you, Gabby, fuck you again, and then fuck you another time. And I was like, wait, what?
I get that too.
Like,
I actually want to know this with CJ. Like, can you list your top 4 loyalties? Because I always was like, I love CJ, but like, there's no way I'm his number 1. Like, I want you to list the top 4.
Well, the thing with me is I wanted to play adaptable, so who my top kind of changed round from round. There was a place in my mind where Bryce was my top, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll go to the end with Bryce. Maybe I'll go with Gabby. Maybe I'll go with Nora. Even when me and Emily had our final conversation, I switched it. I was like, maybe I'll just fucking go out with Emily. So I was constantly trying to readapt who I thought I could beat. So if there was any point that I knew I couldn't beat you, I had to cut you. So like once I knew that Gabby was going to be too big of a threat, or Bryce, I was like, I'm going to cut them soon, but I'm going to put them against each other and get to the end. So I don't think I necessarily had any loyalty to anyone other than myself.
But that was your downfall in the game as well, though.
I
Like,
know, because
you tried
then
to-
it worked too much.
You tried to pitch all the people you actually trusted against each other, and then, you know, I was gone, Gabby was a target, and, you know, that's what landed you in the jury.
Mead, you were working with Emily all game, and she betrayed you in the now or later round, potentially winning her the game.
This is time. It's like on the agenda. You're not going home. Mead's going home. I'm thinking of ways to vote out Mead at this point in time because he is a big threat in this game.
Mead is suspicious of you. He was like, if anyone's gonna flip, it's gonna be her.
I've been wanting to. I mean, we've had these conversations. Like, I have wanted Mead to go home for a really long time. Like, we can take out Mead. We have the numbers.
All the people who I thought I had close relationships to are looking to get me out. I'm worried that Emily's conspiring. I don't know. I'm just worried.
I'm getting panicked calls from Mead and Ivan.
Are you still feeling good about the Henry thing, or what's going through your mind?
No, it's great. I think we're all just sitting there giving Henry his piece.
I'm sorry, Mead, but you have been eliminated.
I feel betrayed.
How did you feel about this move, and what were your regrets in terms of keeping Gabby the round before, as she had warned you?
It was hard for me to keep Gabby that round because she lied to my face for 4 minutes after I gave her multiple opportunities to stop.
Gabby, that doesn't make any sense. Those 4 people stayed all 30 minutes.
I know, but did someone for sure get it? Like someone.
Gabby, I'm worried that you're lying to me and that you have the advantage.
Oh, I'm worried that it looks like I'm lying. Like, I'm stressed now.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It does really seem like you're lying.
I'm so caught up in this lie that a part of me is like, just say it, Gabby. But I don't know why. I just can't.
Just logically, you understand that it's very suspicious, right?
I know. That's why I'm kind of stressed.
I give her so many opportunities to come clean and she refuses to. Like, I'm fucking stupid.
You put a message in the Skype group. Who's here? I left RAR at 9:06. The competition ended at 9:20.
I know that you're lying. It's so obvious.
You could have voted for me and you probably would have stayed in this fucking game and gotten to the end. And you fucked up and you know it.
No, Gabby, you're right. I'm a dumbass, and I got tricked by the person who won this game. So I don't feel like that much of a dumbass, but you're right. Emily mentioned that it had gone around that I, said I was starting to distrust her, which is true. I said that, but I'm pretty sure I only said that to Ivan. Maybe I said it to Nora.
Yeah,
so
that's the one.
Who was it?
Nora.
It was Nora. Well, look, man, I gotta respect it. It was either me or her were going to shoot first, and she shot first. I was trying to delay it as much as I could, right? I really wanted that final 5. I really wanted Salute to be the final 5, and then I was going to start killing you motherfuckers. But y'all shot first, and I got to respect it, so I got no regrets.
We are now going to move on to Emily's win. So, Season of Secrets, our largest season yet, 18 players, but only 1 winner. Let's take a look at Emily's game.
Hi, my name is Emily. I'm 27 years old and I'm a digital marketer from Brooklyn, New York. I'm your new favorite blonde bimbo.
Wait, you said you saw an alien, right?
Totally. 100%. It was like a group of nerds. I know that I got some currency or went up in favor talking about aliens.
Emily is not holding back. She's gonna spill all the tea.
Bryce was the one who masterminded the Brian vote. Someone in this crew is not as they appear, and it's me. I am the sneakiest player in this game. I was on the right side of every single vote to date. I want to get Sean out so badly. If we both vote Sean, that's 3 spots on that wheel that have Sean's name on them. I have worked with almost everyone, and I have flown so under the radar.
I would love to form a final 2 or something.
You are my number 1. I want to go to the end with you.
I'm never writing him down. So
I think that I'm being counted out, but I think that's a mistake.
Who do we want to give the safety to?
All I need to do is get them to vote for me by continuing to not seem like a threat. I have these people doing whatever I want them to without me even needing to convince them.
Congratulations, Emily, you have been voted into the final 3.
Even now, no one thinks that I can win this. And I am right on to final 3, ready to fucking win this.
No matter how you flip that final 5, Emily will be sitting at the final 2. I think if you sit next to Emily, you're gonna lose.
At the end of the day, this will decide who wins the game. I hope I'm doing what is best for my game, and for me, that is remaining loyal to the final 2 that Emily and I made in round 4.
All I needed was Henry to give me sort of a foot in the door, and now I can race right ahead of him, hopefully, and win this.
Emily, congratulations again on winning. You are perhaps our winner with the strongest social game. What was key to your success in this game?
Well, you touched on it. The social element was really important to me. I talked about it when Gabby was asking questions. I am not a puzzle comp champ. I just knew that wasn't my strength, so I really needed to rely on those social connections. And I think that a strategy that I had was to connect with people in groups, but ultimately it was the one-on-one, really the depth of those connections that got me to where I was. Working with Henry on such a deep emotional level, and Ivan as well, is a big part of the reason why I'm here. So I really needed to rely on those social connections that I made and play up this bimbo bitch attitude, girl. I just needed to rely on those social connections, and I think that was a big part of why I'm here tonight as a winner.
That concludes the forum part of this reunion. Now I have just one more competition for you all. You are all informed to bring a marker and a piece of paper to the reunion. I figured it would be fun to vote on superlatives for the cast. Are we all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Villain of the season. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Sean, how does it feel to be voted the villain of the season?
I understand. I voted for myself.
Next superlative. Who is the robbed goddess of the season? 3, 2, 1, reveal. I'm seeing a Jess. I agree. I'm seeing Gabby's. I agree. I'm seeing Ivan's. I agree. It's Ivan.
I'll take it with compliments. The best players never win.
If not Nathan, who would have been the best rogue? Reveal. Emily, the winner and the potential best rogue. How do you feel about that? Do you think you would have won the game if you were the rogue?
No, I don't want to step on Nathan's game. Nathan was an incredible rogue. I really think that made the best twist. I was really gooped gagged. I think that's what needed to happen. Wouldn't have changed anything.
I was totally playing on the fact that people thought I was the rogue, and I was like, I have an advantage if people think I'm the rogue, so I'm totally going to play into that.
Yeah, Sean, I respect that, but you lost the game 3 times, so.
Yeah, you did.
You lost the game once.
Guys, peace and love.
Miss Congeniality. Who is the most congenial this season? Reveal. Ooh, I see a lot of Riots. I see some Sabrinas. I see some Emilys. Riot, how does it feel to be Miss Congeniality for this season?
It really touches my heart that everyone thinks of Miss Congeniality. I don't ever lose. So thank you guys.
The trade of the season. Who is the hottest player here?
Easy.
Y'all shot your shot earlier. Shoot it again. See if it hits this time. 3, 2, 1, reveal. I'm calling it. It's Mead.
What the fuck? If middle school me could see me now, motherfucker, I'd be twerking on him right now. Shit.
Everyone who voted for me, hit me up after the season. Let me know.
Hey, Bryce. No, Bryce, round 1, I was like, Bryce is my fight or flight crush.
Okay, love to hear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pushing a Bryce romance on Henry all night. Because I want Bryce to coming out with us.
We're not going to date because you didn't vote for me in the end. I'm sorry. It's just how it goes.
Oh, we can get through this, Henry.
Baby, maybe you can get through it, but I'm not.
We have one more superlative, and that is Player of the Season. This award will be given to the player that you all thought played the best game, the most entertaining game, or the person you feel best represents this season. The player of the season will win an incredible $10. So send in your votes now. Please private message me your votes. I'm looking at you, Luke. The votes are in. If I call your name, please keep your camera on. If I don't, please turn your camera off. Henry, Ivan, Nora, Gabby. Please leave your cameras on. Everyone else can turn your cameras off. The 4 of you were the top 4 vote receivers for Player of the Season. And the winner of Player of the Season is Gabby. Congratulations, Gabby. You are the winner. I will send you $10. What do you have to say?
All I have to say is, all you bitter bitches don't know this game, and I would have won. That's all I gotta say. But honestly, Emily, you're my queen. I'm so happy you won. This means a lot, though.
Well, that concludes our reunion episode, and therefore wraps up season 3 of Fight or Flight. Emily, congratulations again on winning this season. Henry, bravo on making it to the end. And thank you all once again for being a part of this incredible season. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you soon for season 4. Don't miss any of the action. Follow us on social media, and of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.